Yeah, let's continue yesterday's lesson. I think we stopped the operations on sets. Let me continue that. I'm sharing my screen. This one we stopped at power set. Let us understand what is exactly the power set. Power set is the set containing all the subsets. Power set is the set containing all the subsets. What does it mean? If you take any set, for example, I'll take a simple set for your better understanding. I'm taking up 1, 2, 3 as a set and how many subsets that can be made from this set containing 3 elements. Are there, Chaitanya?
Yes, sir.
So this is power set. Is the set containing all the subsets. And subset, I need to explain you. It is a part of another set wherein the element present in the subset is also present in the given set. Then it is said to be the subset. Example. If A is equal to 1, 2, 3 is there. It is a set I have taken. Then power set of A denoted by P of A is equal to now you have to write all the subsets that can be formed from 1, 2, 3. All the subsets that can be formed from 1, 2, 3. What I mean to say, let us take singleton sets. What does it mean by singleton set? 1, 2, 3. There is only one element is present here. 1, 2, 1, 3, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 5. What does it mean by 5? Respond, please.
Is it a null set, sir?
Yeah, Maurya. 5 is a notation used to represent a null set. Do you remember?
Yes, sir.
So how many elements are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 are there. So this 8 can be written as 2 power number of elements present in the set. 2 power number of elements present in the set. And hence, what is the conclusion? What is the conclusion? This is the example I have taken. Therefore, number of elements of a power set that contains n elements is equal to two power, respond please, respond,
N.
2 power n. So, what is your broad understanding now about the power set? Power set is the set containing all the subsets. All the subsets, and most importantly, the power set contains even the null set also. And you have to understand that the null set is subset of every set, and the set itself is subset of every power set. Set itself is the subset of every power set. So, and hence, these are the two special cases you have to notice. What are the two special cases? One is the set itself, other one is the null set. So these two are said to be improper subsets. Improper subsets. And rest all are said to be proper subsets. But let me see how it is defined in your CBSE textbook. Generally, phi is a subset of every set. How they defined it, let us understand that. Let us see that. One moment. Let me open it. Okay. Now, let us understand this. Yeah, Maria, please read this. I already explained you this.
Yes, sir.
Oh, yeah.
Power set. Consider the set 1, 2. Let us write down all the subsets of the set 1, 2. We know that phi is a subset of every set. So phi is a subset of 1, 2. We see that 1 and 2 are also subsets of 1, 2. Also, we know that every set is a subset of itself. So 1, 2 is a subset of 1, 2. Thus, the set 1, 2 has in all 4 subsets phi, 1, 2, and 1, 2. The set of all these subsets is called a power set of 1, 2.
That's it. I hope you understand that.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Now, Chaitanya,
Yes, sir.
see this definition also. Come on, read that.
The collection of all subsets of a set A is called the power set of A. It is denoted by P of A. It is denoted by P of A. In P of A, every element is a set. Thus, as in above, if A equal to 1, 2, then P of A equal to 5, 1, 2, and 1, 2. Also, note that n of P of A equal to 4, which is equal to 2 square. In general, if A is a set with n of A equal to m, then it can be shown that n of P of A is equal to 2 power m.
That's right. So that's what I said. And the number of elements present in the power set is equal to 2 power n. I took n elements there. And that's what the point you have to notice. And he did not say anything about improper or proper. I think I have forgotten to write enough there. Let me check once. Oh, number of elements of a power set. Okay, I wrote it like that. And the notation how we represent is n of P of A. Whenever you feel to have this as notes, if you are not writing, and if it is something lengthy to write, then take the screenshot of it, both of you. Take the screenshot of it.
Yes, sir.
And store it.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that's what it is. Now let us understand universal set. In the name itself, we have the meaning of it. Universal set. It contains, I think I explained in the objectives itself what is a universal set. Universal set contains all the sets that are under discussion. All the sets that are under discussion. You can say real number set is a universal set of all the number systems under discussion except complex number set. So complex number set, we can say that it is a universal set. So let me finish with this. Usually in a particular context, we have to deal with the elements and subsets of a basic set, which is relevant to that particular context. For example, while studying the system of numbers, we are interested in the set of natural numbers and it's a subset, such that as the set of all prime numbers, the set of all even numbers, and so forth. The basic set is called the universal set. The universal set is usually denoted by U with the alphabet U, universal, the beginning alphabet U, and all its subsets by the letters capital A, capital B, capital C. For example, for all the set of integers, the universal set can be set of rational numbers, or for that matter, the set R of real numbers. For another example, in human population studies, the universal set consists of all the people in the world. Okay, so let us finish this exercise, simple exercise. Come and read that, Maurya. First one, please.
Make correct statements by filling in the symbols. So that's
Subset. And
or not subset in the blank spaces.
Yeah.
2, 3, 4 is a subset of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
So should I write that? It is a
yes, sir. It is a subset, sir.
Yeah.
Second one, A, B, C is not a subset of B, C, D.
That's good.
X such that X is a student of class 11 of your school is a subset of X such that X student of your school.
Okay.
X is to X such that X is a circle in the plane. X is such that X is a circle in the same plane with radius 1 unit. Is a subset, sir.
Think. So circle in the plane, 1 unit. Okay. This is a subset. Yeah, next.
X such that X is a triangle in a plane. X such that X is a rectangle in a plane. It's a subset only, sir.
Fifth one, is it subset?
Yes, sir. I mean, you can draw a triangle in a rectangle, right?
Let's ask Chaitanya.
Yes, sir. It is a subset.
X is
as long as the dimensions are not mentioned.
No, X is a triangle in the plane. X is a rectangle in the plane. Plane is a subset of rectangle. See, I'll tell you like this. This is one rectangle lying on the plane. This is a rectangle. This is a triangle lying on the plane. This is a rectangle lying on the plane. You tell me whether triangle is a subset of rectangle.
Sir, what if the triangle is placed inside the rectangle?
That's a special case you are talking about.
It could happen, right? So
No, it's not that. You must have the property universal. Universal property means in every case it must satisfy. You are talking about this.
all right. So then it is not a subset.
You are talking like this. That's okay. I accept it. It is lying. Okay. This is one case. But if something is like this, I'll tell you, this is one of the cases. And if at all, the triangle is like this, I'll tell you like this. This is one triangle. Then what about this? This is containing the rectangle. Isn't it? This is containing the rectangle. In that case, you cannot say that. What he means to say, he has taken the shape of a particular geometrical figure, that's all. So that geometrical figure is not, need not be a subset. Need not be a subset. Follow my words carefully. Need not be a subset. As a special case, it may happen. Correct now?
Yes, sir. So it's not a subset, right?
Chaitanya,
Yes,
you
sir.
finish the rest of the two.
Yes, sir. X such that X is an equilateral triangle in a plane is not a subset of X such that X is a triangle in the same plane. Sir?
Equilateral triangle is a triangle, no?
Yes, sir.
Equilateral triangle is a triangle. So equilateral triangle is a special case of a triangle. X is a triangle in the same plane means you tell me whether equilateral triangle is a triangle or not.
It is a triangle, sir.
So I think it is a subset. Maurya, you tell me. Let us discuss this. Let us discuss. Don't take my answer as granted.
Sure, sir. So even I feel it's a subset.
Oh, Chaitanya has to justify this.
Yes, sir. But don't we see that this case is similar to the last case? We can still assume the equilateral triangle and a scalene triangle or an isosceles triangle or whatever is a different shape. That they are different shapes.
But he is talking about all the triangles in the same plane, no?
Yes, sir.
All the triangles in the same plane. Understand what I'm talking? One triangle is there. As you said, it may be a scalene triangle. Okay. One triangle is there. It is a right angle triangle, let me say. Let me say one more triangle, which is an isosceles triangle. Let me say one more triangle, which is a right angled isosceles triangle. Let me consider now a triangle which is the triangle in the discussion, equilateral triangle. Now he is talking about X is a triangle in the same plane, but he must mention to avoid your confusion, exact way of saying this is X is all triangles in the same plane. If you say like that, all is included, then I don't think you will have doubt, isn't it? If I correct this as all triangles in the same plane, then you tell me whether it is subset or not. Chaitanya,
Yes, sir.
if I correct it as X is a triangle here, saying a triangle, X represents all triangles in the same plane. Then
Yes,
what
sir.
should we do? Come on, tell me, discuss. Let me check your answer also so that.
It's given that it is a subset, sir. I have seen it.
Oh, okay, good boy, good boy. Right. My work of opening the document is now done. Okay, so it's a subset. So what he means to say, the author, what he means to say that every triangle on the plane, you understand like that. Okay? Chetu,
Yes, sir.
right? Right. Now, seventh one.
X such that X is an even natural number, which is a subset of X such that X is an integer.
That's right. So this is subset. Okay?
Do I continue the next one, sir?
Still
Okay,
there?
sorry.
Yeah, just a moment. Let me open it. Yeah, second one is, yeah.
Yes, sir. First one, A comma B is not a subset of B comma C comma A, which is false.
False.
A comma E is a subset of X such that X is a vowel in the English alphabet, which is true. 1 comma 2 comma 3 is a subset of 1 comma 3 comma 5, which is false.
Yeah.
A is a subset of A comma B comma C, which is true. A is not a subset. So there is a difference symbol.
A belongs to.
Okay, sir.
A
Which
belongs
is
to.
also true.
Good. Maria, yeah, finish that also.
Yes, sir.
Six.
X such that X is an even natural number less than 6 is a subset of X such that X is a natural number which divides 36.
What are the factors of
Yes, sir.
36? 1 into 2 into 3 into, that is 2 square into 3 square. That means let us write all the factors. That will be better. Factors of 36.
Two, 3, 4, 6.
1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 9, 18, and the number itself. Come on, tell me now. Come on, whether it is a subset or not, whether it's true or not.
It is not.
And to
sir.
clarify
It is
the doubt,
false.
what you have to do now, Chaitanya,
Yes,
let us
sir.
list out the left-hand side numbers.
Yes, sir.
Let me write that. You will understand now. Come on, tell me what is that given in the left-hand side?
X is an even natural number less than 6.
Come on, tell me what are they?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
That's good. Now what is saying? Whether it is subset of?
It is not a subset.
Yes, that's what. Because 5 is not present.
Yes, sir.
Maurya.
Yes, sir. So, but 5 is not even, right?
Yeah. Right. You're right.
5,
I
3,
took all the numbers.
and 1.
Then it is a subset now, obviously. Chetu,
Yes, sir.
we have taken even 5 also, but he's mentioning even natural number. No, I forgot that even natural means even 1 is not also there.
1 and 3.
And 3.
Even 1 and 3 not also there. Yeah. Okay, I did not notice that even there. I took all the natural numbers. So 2, 4. Obviously, subset of no?
Yes, sir.
Subset of 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. That's right. That's right, beta.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Third one, Maurya.
Let A equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5.
3, 4 is a subset here.
Okay.
It's a subset.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Which of the following statements are incorrect and why? 3, 4 is a subset of A, which is true. 3, 4 belongs to A, which is also true.
No, they are not elements now. 3, 4 belongs to
So,
A.
but they're in the set, right?
It is a subset, we have to say.
Okay, so if they write 1, 2 belongs to A, then it's right.
Yes, you're right.
So 3, 4 does not belong to A.
Incorrect.
Third one, 3, 4 is a subset of A, which is true.
3, 4 as a subset. This is mentioned as a subset, but not, this is an element now. Yeah, this is to be taken as an element. Yeah, that is true.
1 belongs to A.
So first
true.
one, let me write that. 3,
All right.
4 is a subset of A. It is true. Correct now?
Yes, sir.
And what about this? 3, 4 belongs to A. It is false because it's a subset. 3, 4 as an element. As an element is subset of A. But these two are, think about these two. This is 3, 4 is subset of A. And here 3, 4 again in the set brackets. Again in the set brackets is not true, false. I'll tell you the reason. For example, you have 1, 2, 3 is equal to A, let me say. Then what we call 1 belongs to A. Up to that, it's okay. And 1, 2 also as a subset it is. These are the two elements will be formed as a subset in the power set only. We can write that. In the power set, if we write now, we will be writing it as 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Then in that case, it is okay. 1, 2. 1, 2 is belonging to power set A. Do you understand what I'm saying?
So 1, 2 does not belong to A.
You must write like that. So 1 belongs to A, we can write. 1, 2 as elements belongs to A. So you tell me whether this is as an element, it is true, but as a subset, it is not true. It is not true as a subset.
Okay.
Okay, that belongs to only power set. Check the answer once anyway, Chetu.
Yes, sir.
Check the answer for that one.
Yes, sir. I'm doing that.
Even 3, 4 is present as a subset. This is correct.
Yes, sir. The answer is yes. I'm sorry. They said that as 3, 4 belongs to A, so this is a subset of A.
First one.
Yes, sir.
Just a moment. Just a moment, please. Just a moment. Yeah, Chaitanya, please continue. First one, please. First one.
Yes, sir. As 3, 4 belongs to A, they said that 3, 4 is a subset of A.
This is true, no?
Yes, sir. Sir,
Okay.
they did not give if it is true or not, but they gave the reason.
Okay. Is it subset or not? What is the reason they gave?
As 3, 4 belongs to A. That is what is given there. I think all the incorrect
Yeah, so it's
answers have
first might be
the
false.
reason. It might be false.
Okay. So, first one is an element but not subset. What he means to say, isn't it? What is the reason given for the first one?
As 3, 4 belongs to A.
As an element, it belongs to A,
Yes, sir.
but not subset.
Yes, sir.
One moment. So, he gave this reason as 3, 4 as an element belongs to A, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Next one. So this is right then. Second one is right then.
Yes, sir.
And what about this? Is a subset of A, correct only, no?
Yes, sir. It is correct.
It is correct. Yeah, Maurya, continue. Fourth one.
1 belongs to A, true.
Hmm.
1 is a subset of A is also true.
No.
No, it's false, sir.
It's false because
Sir, you can write this
no,
singletons, right?
no, that is when it is not given in the brackets, that becomes an element. When it is written in the brackets, that becomes a subset.
Oh, all
Set
right.
notation is not there. Set notation is not there. Come on, continue.
1, 2, 5 as a subset is a subset of A.
Correct?
So it's correct, sir.
Yeah.
1, 2, 5 belongs to A. So this is false.
Yeah, but
No, wait.
not elements. These are
They're not elements, sir. They're subset. That's
this is subset. Yeah. What about this?
Sir, it's true, sir. It's a subset.
No, I don't think so because 3 is not individually given here. 3, 4 as an element it is given.
Oh.
What is that, Chaitanya? 3, 4 is given as a subset here.
Yes, sir.
But here he separated the 3. Can we write like this?
We can't write it, sir.
So this is wrong. Now, next.
5 belongs to A.
Always.
True.
Always. Null set is always. Null set is always a subset of this one. This
Sir,
one
it
is
is
correct.
not a set,
This one
right?
is correct. This is wrong.
Yes,
So,
sir.
but
Null set is always subset
okay,
of
so
A.
yeah, it's a set.
Null set is not an element of A. Null set is not an element of A, but null set is a subset of A. Yeah, next.
Null set is a subset of A. I mean, so it's true, right?
No, it is true. Phi is subset of true. Phi is subset of A is true. But if it is mentioned as set of phi, this is set notation containing an element phi. Understand the difference here. Phi without brackets itself is said to be a subset. This is called null set. Null set.
Okay.
Null set present in the set brackets again. That set contains an element phi. This is phi is an element here, but phi is a set here.
Set.
The notation itself says that. Is it correct or not? Chaitanya has to confirm it.
By seeing the answer, sir.
10th one is correct and 11th one is not correct.
Yes, sir. I'm checking.
See, because this is the first time I'm doing this board level problems. Even I don't want to go wrong. That is the reason
Ninth
why.
one is incorrect, sir. 10th one is correct. And then 11th one is also incorrect.
That's what. What we wrote is correct, no? There, just check it out.
Yes, sir.
So, what is your, what must be your understanding, Maurya? Phi itself is a null set. It need not be mentioned in the set brackets. It need not be mentioned in the set brackets. It itself is a null set. But when this phi is placed in the set brackets, phi becomes an element here. Phi becomes an element. Understand the difference between these two. Phi belongs to A means phi is not an element of A, but it is a subset of A. Phi is not an element of A, but subset of A. Phi within the set brackets becomes an element in the another set, an element in the another set, but this is not an element in A. That is why it is not subset. Little confusion, but after working out some problems on this, you will understand in a better way. Yeah, fourth one, Chaitanya.
Yes, sir. Write down all the subsets of the following sets. For the first one, the subsets are 5 and A. And for the second one, the subsets are 5.
You mean to say phi
Yes, sir.
is one subset and A is another subset.
Yes, sir.
So it is 2 power 1. 2
Yes,
power
sir.
number of elements, 2 power 1. Yeah, AB.
And for the second one, A, B, and AB. And also 5.
Okay, there will be totally, how many elements will be there in the 2 square will be there.
Yes, sir.
This
And-
is 2 cube. I wrote this no already.
Yes,
You
sir.
can leave it, no problem. But this is 5.
It has 1. I don't think.
Phi, how to write that phi? Phi is what I said, phi itself is a null set. Null set. Null set, how many elements it will contain? Only 1.
Yes, sir.
2 power 0. 2 power 0 is 1. Maurya,
Yes, sir.
yes, it will be like this. It will be like this. Only 1 element there.
So it's just 5, sir.
How many elements has P of A? If A is equal to 5.
Sir, 1. 5 itself.
That's right. Write the following as intervals. Come on, you tell me, I'll be writing it here because we have learned it already. -4 less than 6 less than or equal to 6. How to represent this? Closed interval, open interval, we have to write. Come on, tell me. This is open, this is closed. Minus
So,
4, open
3.
-4, 6 closed.
Yes, sir.
Chetu. Similarly, this one is, you tell me this. Open
Open
-12.
bracket, open -12 and open -10.
This one. Third one.
Closed
Sure.
0 and open 7.
And Maurya, you tell me fourth one, please.
So closed 3 and closed 4.
In the set builder form. In the set builder form. So that part is clear. Let us see seventh one. Write the following intervals in the set builder form. I'll take up the first one. X such that X lies between X such that -3 less than X less than 0. Is it visible to you both? Or otherwise,
Yes,
I'll
sir.
take this case. Cheto, is it visible? Should I take the page separately? Chaitanya,
It's fine, sir.
I'll write it here. Oh, come on, tell me now. This I'm writing in this pattern, It is interval.
X such that, do I tell it, sir?
Yeah.
X
In the
such
same-
that X belongs to R,
Very good. Comma.
-3, sorry, yes, -3 less than X less than 0.
That's it.
Do I say the second one too, sir?
Yeah.
Yes, sir. X such that X belongs to R, comma, 6 less than or equal to X less than or equal to 12.
Very good. Maurya.
Yes, sir.
Third one. This one.
X such that X belongs to R, comma, 6
Oh,
less than X less than or equal to 12.
very good. Perfectly you understood these intervals now. And what about fourth one?
X such that X belongs to R, -23 less than or equal to X less than 5.
-23 less than or equal to X less than 5. That's it. It is done. That's it. Eighth one, please. What universal sets would you propose for each of the following? What it means to say, which universal set this question belongs to? Just say orally. The set
Set
of
of
right,
triangles or set of shapes.
the set of isosceles triangles.
Set of triangles.
Each of the following, he's saying, each of the following. The set of right triangles, first one. The set of isosceles triangles, second one. Every equilateral triangle is an isosceles triangle. Every isosceles triangle need not be equilateral. I'm talking about the second one. Every equilateral triangle is an isosceles triangle, but every isosceles triangle need not be an equilateral triangle, and hence you cannot place them under equilateral triangles. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Similarly, the set of right triangles. The right triangles, the universal set.
An isosceles triangle can be a right angle triangle, but an equilateral triangle cannot be a right angle triangle.
Yes. Then what should be the universal set containing the set of right angles? Obviously, the triangles. All the
Yes, sir.
triangles on the plane. For this also, we can say all the triangles. So universal set is the triangles. That's it.
Yes, sir.
Maurya,
Yes, sir.
in both the cases, can we say this? Universal set is the triangles
Yes, sir.
on a plane. Because right angle triangles are a part of the triangles, even
Isosceles triangles.
part of the triangle.
Triangles.
Yes, coming to the last one, given the set A is equal to 1, 3, 5, B is equal to 2, 4, 6, and C is equal to 0, 2, 4, 6, 8. Okay, which of the following may be considered as universal set for all the three sets ABC? Come on, you tell me now.
So
Which contains all the elements in the which contains all the elements of the sets that are under discussion.
so then the third option, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
9, 10, 9, 10 is not there, no?
It's not there, sir, but in the others, either 8 is not there or 0 is also not there. The first one, 8 is not there, and in the fourth one, 0 is not present.
Very good. So your U is this one, huh?
Yes, sir.
Very good. Okay, Chetu? Chetana, is it okay? Now this part is Venn diagrams, very, very important. Chaitanya, are you there? Maurya, do you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Chaitanya?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Yeah, now the Venn diagrams plays a major role further in probability, which you are going to have a most general topic, which you will come across even in every studies of yours. Further, it is not an engineering topic. It is a most general topic you have to understand. Because of its universal understanding, it will be used in every walk of life, in the presentations also. So follow this carefully. Let me explain you first. See, very simple understanding that Venn diagrams makes us very comfortable in understanding difficult problems. What is a Venn diagram? See, universal set is always denoted by a rectangle. Universal set always denoted by rectangle, and it is U. Universal set. And all the sets are denoted by circles. Sometimes the circles may intersect each other, sometimes not. Circles may be like this. What I mean to say by circles may be like this. If the circles are shown without intersection, they are said to be disjoint sets. If the circles are intersecting like this, these are said to be joint sets, wherein some common elements will be present. So this is set A, let me say, set B, let me say, set C, set D, set E, like this. And the elements in the sets, the elements in the set are denoted with dots like this. Like this. These are the elements of the set notation. And the elements that are not present in A, B, C, D, E are denoted outside those sets. But they are inside the universal set. They are inside the universal set. If there is a common area or common elements for two sets, you have to show them with intersection. If nothing is common to both the sets, then you can show them not intersecting like that. So this is about the Venn diagrams. You have to understand there's a lot of what I mean to say, a lot of applications, and a very good understanding will be there if we make use of Venn diagrams. You will understand while we work out the problems. Let us go through what he has given in the textbook. Now, Venn diagrams. See, most of the relationships between the sets can be represented means of diagrams which are known as Venn diagrams. Venn diagrams are named after the English logician John Venn in that century. These diagrams consist of rectangles and closed curves, usually circles. The universal set is represented usually by a rectangle and its subsets by circles. In Venn diagram, the elements of the sets are written in their respective circles. That's what just now I explained to you. Okay, now let us move. You can see whatever is given. This is the set notation. These are the elements with dots and the universal set with U. That's all. Now operations on sets, union of set. This is most important, please. Most important. And not only here, further in probability also, you will be getting these applications very frequently, and you will be more comfortable if you use these operations. So among them, first one, union of sets. Let me explain you separately what all the operations are there. I'll explain you separately. First one is union. Second one is the intersection. Second one is the intersection, and operations intersection. Then properties of operations of intersection given. Difference of sets given. Okay, let me explain you through my object to study material content, so that you will be comfortable even in the objectives also. Yeah, this one please. Operations on sets. Union of sets. Are there both of you? Please respond. Union of sets.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Let
sir.
A and B be two sets. The union of A and B is a set of all elements which are in set A or in B. We denote the union by A and B by a union B. In the union itself, you have the beginning alphabet U that is only used as symbol for union. So A union B means, how do you understand it verbally? A union B is nothing but A or B. Further, this R and sometimes, not sometimes, especially R is meant for plus. Understand this, please, carefully. What I'm saying, union is equal to R. This R is equal to plus. What does it mean? How do you understand it? A union B gives you either A or B or both. either A or B or both. If I take an example, you'll be more comfortable. Like what? Let me take A is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4. And B is equal to 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. Now, how do you write A union B? You have to write either A or B or both. Without repetition. Understand that? Without repetition. In the sets, we never repeat the elements. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. What not everything is present. Only A present, 1, 2, 3. Only B present, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Both A and B present, 3, 4 present. This is called union. That's it. Very simple. A union B. So how do you understand A union B in the set builder form? How do you understand A union B in the set builder form? It is like this. A union B is equal to X such that X belongs to A or X belongs to B. This OR I am talking about. OR stands for union. This union stands for plus, addition. Addition, you'll understand in the verbal problems, you'll understand that. So this is about the union. Now it should be noted that, noted here that we take standard mathematical usage of R. Then we say that X belongs to R, X belongs to B. We do not exclude the possibility that X is a member of both A and B. That's what I said. Either A or B or both, I said. Okay. Now, if you have more than two sets, A1, A2, A3, so on, A and R, some sets or family of sets, then their union is denoted by a notation like this. Like you must be knowing sigma. Sigma stands for summation. Sigma stands for summation. Similarly, if more than two sets are there, or more than two sets, or number of sets are there, or a family of sets are there, we represent all of them like this. Union AI, I runs from 1 to n. Union AI, I runs from 1 to n. Understand that? This is nothing but A1, union A2, union A3, so on, union AN. Instead of writing this much of bigger expression, we simply show this, or we shorten this like this. Union of AI, I runs from 1 to n. That is about the union of sets. Okay. Now, intersection of sets. Just I'll alter it here itself. I'll alter it here itself so that you will clearly understand the difference. Intersection is nothing but and. Intersection is nothing but and, please. This is what I'm saying. Intersection is denoted by a reverse of U. And intersection stands for and, please, and. This and stands for into. Further, you will be understanding that. Into. In the special cases, in probability, we make use of it. So all these are equal. Intersection means and. That means A and B. You read it as A and B. Previously, it is A or B. Here it is A and B. A and B is cross B, of course, further you will be getting in relations. This is into, I'm talking about multiplication. But just have a glance at it. Further, its application will be in probability. But here further, we will be getting it as a cross product, Cartesian product. Cartesian product. For that, we use this symbol, but it is no way concerned with that one. Okay, what I mean to say, multiplication here. Union stands for R, ORR. R stands for plus, previously explained. Intersection stands for and. This and stands for into, further in probability. So if I take a set A, 1, 2, 3, 4, and B is equal to 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now, any one of you, do you tell me, please, what should be A intersection B? Both of you. Respond.
Common points in both A and B.
Ah, that's right. What are they?
3 and 4.
That's it. Chetu, are you there?
Yes, sir, I'm there.
So if you want to represent this one as a set, then how do we represent this? We will be representing this comfortably like this and more understandable if it is shown in the form of diagrams. Even in the presentations also, it will be more comfortable. So this is A, this is B. And now if you want to represent the element, this is A, this is B. Now, always while writing the elements, you start with the common elements. Common elements are 3, 4 here. This is 3 and this is 4. And elements that are present in A are 1, 2. The elements that are present only in B are 5, 6, 7. This is what the intersection is. Intersection. And further I can say this intersection, you know, in the name itself, you have the meaning of it. If you want to show it diagrammatically, then show A horizontally. Show A horizontally like this. And show B vertically. Show B vertically. Okay. That's what it is. Wherever the intersection is happening, that is nothing but intersection. The intersection is happening in that curvilinear part. Which curvilinear part I'm talking about? I'm talking about this curvilinear part. This is the intersection. That's what it is. This curvilinear part is nothing but the intersection. Is it okay, both of you? Tell me, please.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So this is about intersection. So intersection is the common elements that are present in both the sets. Okay. Now, I have not shown that in the form of the diagram. Which one? The union of sets, because it is understandable. Let me go back once to show you that. Union of sets is like this. So whatever the shaded region is there, that is union. Either A or B or both. Either A or B or both. It's nothing but union of sets. Clear? Let me move to the next part of it. Disjoint sets. Disjoint. In the name itself, you have the meaning of it. Disjoint. Nothing is joint. No joint is present between the sets. That means if you take the universal set like this, the two sets will not have any intersection. The two sets will not have any intersection. So how do we represent this? This is A, this is B, and we write A intersection B is equal to 5. Null set. A intersection B is equal to 5. It's a null set. That's it. Clear? That is the joint set. Next, difference of sets. It's a good concept and also easy understandable. Difference of set. Little confusion may occur. If you have any confusion, ask me please, without hesitation. A minus B. I'm talking about A minus B. A minus B is only A but not B. I'll write it here. Only A but not B. What does it mean? Only A but not B. That is, whatever the common area is there, that is subtracted. Whatever the common area is there, that is subtracted. So A minus B is equal to X belongs to A is as or such that X does not belong to B. X does not belong to B. That is denoted in the set builder form. Are you there? Both of you respond. Respond, please. Respond.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Can you define me what is B minus A in that case?
Only B, but not A.
That's it. That's it. Only B but not A. And I can write even this as Chaitanya, B minus A intersection. I can write it in this way also.
Yes, sir.
I can even write this A minus B as you tell me, A minus A intersection. Correct or not? A minus A intersection B. That is only A but not B. This is about the difference. So far what we have seen is addition for union, multiplication for intersection, and this difference is subtraction. Subtraction. Okay. So now let us understand an example here given. This is A is 1, 2, 3, B is 3, 4, 5, A minus B is 1, 2. Why? Because this element where whatever is common element is there, that is subtracted. Just check it out. 3 is the common element here. 3 is a common element for this and this, which is not present here in A minus B. Only 1, 2 is present. Only A but not B. B minus A, only B but not A. 4, 5 is present. This is very simple to understand. R minus Q is a set of all irrational numbers. Correct or not? What is R?
Real numbers.
Real numbers. What is Q? Rational numbers. What is R minus Q? All rational numbers are subtracted from real numbers. You will get only rational numbers. Correct? This is about
Yes,
difference of sets. Further, you will get symmetric difference. Symmetric difference of sets. This is simple and quite easy to understand. Symmetric difference of sets is denoted by A delta B. A delta B means A minus B, only A, union B minus A, only B, but not both. This is called symmetric difference. Symmetric difference of two sets A and B be two sets. The symmetric difference of sets E and B is a set A minus B union B minus A, and is denoted by A delta B. A delta B is equal to A minus B union B minus A is equal to X such that X does not belong to A intersection B. That's it. X does not belong to A intersection B. Okay. How to represent this? How to represent this? There the diagram is not given. I am drawing the diagram here. Just understand this. This is the universal set. Let me take two sets. One is A. Let me take a bigger one. One is A. Other one is B, let me say. Okay. Now, how do we represent A delta B? Do you help me, any one of you? How to draw A delta B? Only A. Only B, but not A and B. Only A.
So it's A union B subtracted by A intersection B.
Very nice. Very nice. This correct understanding. That's it. Chetu.
Yes, sir.
So what Maurya is saying, this is nothing but
A
A,
union B
A.
minus A intersect B.
That's good. That's good. This is called symmetric difference. Okay.
Yes, sir.
We will continue with the rest of the concepts in the next session. Okay.
Yes, sir.
I hope you understand this symmetric difference.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. See you both tomorrow. Bye bye.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.